Prince Harry became emotional in court today as he spoke about how the press had made his wife Meghan's life an absolute misery. The Duke of Sussex was giving evidence in court on day 3 of his claim against the publishers of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. The publisher, Associated Newspapers Limited, denies any wrongdoing. Our royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills joins us now from outside the High Court. Rhiannon, just talk us through what Prince Harry told the court today.
So, Jane, it was a fascinating moment to watch. Of course, since Prince Harry and Meghan left the royal family, we've heard a lot from him, especially about his views about the press and how he's been treated over the years. So the build-up to this moment was huge. And actually, what was interesting was how short amount of time he actually spent on the witness stand. You might remember that back in 2023 he took the Mirror Group newspapers to court. He spent over a day on the witness stand for that. Today it was simply for 2.5 hours, and I think as a result of that you could visibly see his frustration about some of the questions that he was being asked, but also some of the things that he wasn't being asked about. 14 different articles are in this case relating to Prince Harry between 2001 and 2013, and yet he was only asked about 2 of them. The first that he was asked about was related to his relationship with Chelsea Davy and a trip they had had, time that he spent in Africa. That was written in December 2004. I think the Associated Newspapers barrister was really trying to use that article as a way of suggesting that actually it was Prince Harry's friends who were leaking some of this information to the press. Another article that was talked about was one from December 2013 related to his other girlfriend, Cressida Bonus, talking about New Year's Eve. And that, I think, they were trying to use as an example, saying that actually the source was the Palace press office, because all along within this case, Prince Harry is accusing them of using unlawful means to try and gain information from him. The barrister was also going over with him an awful lot about how close he was to journalists who were within that royal rota. Harry denied any closeness in that relationship. They did also bring up the fact that he had a pseudonym on Facebook, allegedly, as Mr. Mischief, and that's how he communicated with one of those journalists. He denied all of that, and denying that closeness with journalists, he said, we were forced to work with them. We had to have some kind of relationship with them. Also talking about his own friends as well, he said, my social circles were not leaky. I want to make that absolutely clear, adding that if he ever became suspicious of somebody, I would have to cut contact with this person. Now, in his written statement, it also comes across loud and clear, this sense that for him, this isn't just a personal crusade. He wants to do this for the wider social good. And of course, this is something we've heard from him quite a lot over the years. But in that written statement, he says there is obviously a personal element to bringing this claim, motivated by truth, justice and accountability. But it's not just about me. He says if the most influential newspaper company can successfully evade justice, then in my opinion, the whole country is doomed. For me, I think what was so interesting to watch was that visible frustration and then clear upset from Prince Harry as well. We know that he is a man who likes to talk an awful lot about the injustices he feels that he has faced from the press. He, at times, was trying to guide the proceedings in his own direction, talking about how he felt that Associated Newspapers had stripped any of the colour out of any of the arguments, and the judge there having to say, look, your barrister will continue to make those arguments over the coming weeks. But also it was the end of his time in the witness stand that was particularly moving in many ways. His own barrister saying to him, how do you feel now about what Associated Newspapers did to you? And he said, in the course of this litigation, it has only got worse, not better. I think it is fundamentally wrong to put all of us through this again when all we were asking for was an apology and accountability. It is a horrible experience, and the worst of it is sitting up here and taking a stand against them, and they continue to come after me. He then went on to say, as his voice cracked and he appeared close to tears, they've made my wife's life a misery. Now, this court case is due to go on for the next 9 weeks. As the judge pointed out to Harry, it will be up to his barrister to continue to make his point in court. But I suspect for Harry and his team, there will be a sense of frustration this evening that he hasn't been allowed to speak more fully about some of those articles which form a key part of this case.
And Rhiannon, this case still to last a few more weeks. We're going to hear from some other celebrities from tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. So the likes of Liz Hurley, Elton John also involved in this case, Sadie Frost, Doreen Lawrence, the mother of Stephen Lawrence. So yeah, this case will continue to get a huge amount of attention as the weeks go on. But I think Harry's appearance in court was being billed as a big moment. And that is why, for me, and I think for many others, it's quite striking that it was only for 2.5 hours that he was in the witness box. And so it's going to be interesting to see how over the coming weeks his barrister continues to push forward his arguments. Of course, associated newspapers deny any wrongdoing, and we were hearing that loud and clear today as they were trying to weave in elements of Prince Harry's book, Spare, suggesting, look, maybe it was your friends who were leaking this information. But of course, Prince Harry and the like will hope that his barrister will continue to fight their corner against associated newspapers as the weeks go on.
Rhiannon, thank you very much.